Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope everyone is having a super fantastic day today. So today's video is a video that I haven't ever done before. I'm gonna do a review of a game that I just finished. Yeah, I'm playing like a bunch of other games at the same time. I've been playing Kingdom Hearts. I never played that game before, and actually that's not true. I played like the Game Boy one way back in the day. But this is Kingdom Hearts 3. This was my first time playing it. I saw it at Walmart for like 20 bucks, so I decided to get it, and it was pretty fun. So I kind of do like a review of the things I liked, and then we'll go through like the things that I didn't necessarily like. First of all, I didn't record any like walkthroughs or anything with this video or with this game, mainly because I wanted to play something that I didn't have to record. So like when I'm editing, it does take some time, like especially with the game files, they're much bigger than obviously the camera files, and so it does take a little bit longer to render and export. So I was playing this in the downtime, and yeah, like I said, it was fun. Some of the things that I did like, I wrote some notes down here so that I wouldn't forget because I'm super forgetful. First thing that I liked is that the gameplay was super fun, super simple. There was not anything complicated about it. Is basically like a button masher. You just kind of hit the button a bunch of times to attack and whatnot. But it was fun. I had a lot of fun playing it. The enemies weren't necessarily hard. It is like more of a, like, I guess a little kids game, I guess, but not really at the same time. Like, I guess as far as gameplay mechanics are, they're just simple. The Keyblades, which is like the main weapons that you use. Actually, it's the only weapons you use. You just use different types of Keyblades. They were all super fun. I think my favorite one that I used was probably I don't even remember what it's called, but it was like the Pirates of the Caribbean Keyblade. That one, and then the Monsters Inc. one was probably my favorite. I probably used the Monsters Inc. one. No, I did use the Pirates of the Caribbean one more. I used both those two, and then Favorite Deputy, which is the Toy Story one, I used quite a bit. And then the Hero's Blade or whatever, which is the Hercules one. All those super fun. All the Keyblades were all pretty cool. I like most of them. Let's see. That goes right into the next part. I actually really loved the worlds that you got to go to. Now, I didn't play the first one or the second one or like the 1,000 Kingdom Hearts games in between. This was more or less the first one I picked up, other than that Game Boy one that I played way back when. I never actually finished it. I don't even remember what happened in it. I just remember I had it, played it for a little bit, and then basically just went back to playing Pokemon on the Game Boy. But some of the worlds that you go to, I think you start out in Olympus or Hercules universe. I don't actually remember the order, what happens after Hercules. But anyways, there's like Hercules World, Olympus, there's Toy Story, Monsters Inc., Rapunzel's World, which is called Corona, I think, Kingdom of Corona. And then there's like Arendelle from Frozen, Big Hero 6, which I actually really like that world too. It's more like just a big city, really, but let's see. Oh yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean. There was the Winnie the Pooh. It had a ton of worlds, and I actually liked all of them except for 1/2-ish. The one that I absolutely did not like was actually Arendelle. It was all snowy, and a lot of the areas within that world look exactly the same. And it was super easy to get lost, especially like me, because if you didn't find the chest that had the map in it that told you where everything was, you were pretty much lost. And there was lots of times, because I didn't find the map yet, because the map's like one of the first ones you find, but I didn't find it, and I got lost a ton of times, didn't know where I was going. And yeah, it's just that world, a lot of this stuff just looked really similar. And then the other world, I say I kind of liked it, kind of disliked it, is the world that Rapunzel's in, is that the first half is like the same issue with Rapunzel's or Arendelle is that a lot of it looked really the same, and it's kind of easy to get twisted around in. But then the second half wasn't actually too bad because you go through like a canyon and then you go to like the actual like kingdom and you run around. So the first half of that was really but all the other worlds I love it. I think Pirates of the Caribbean was probably my favorite, and it was also the biggest. It was fun. I really liked the Pirates of the Caribbean world. And then I probably liked Toy Story second. Toy Story or Monsters Inc. Both of those were really fun worlds to explore. Let's see. Oh yeah, this kind of goes with like the combat. The magic and slash spells were also really fun, really simple. You just pushed a different button to throw some magic, and it was all pretty simple. You had like a little magic meter down on the bottom, and once you ran out, like when you defeat enemies, they drop like these blue orbs, and so you had to just walk next to them and you absorb them so you can do more magic. But the magic was cool. I think I personally probably did the thunder or fire, both of those. I think I did probably equally as much. Towards the end of the game, I did the thunder because it was just much more powerful. But the magic and stuff, super awesome. And I know that like Disney / Pixar collaborated with Square Enix to make this game, and I'm not 100% sure what parts they had to play other than giving them the characters, but there's some cutscenes that I feel like definitely Pixar did. I don't know if they did or not because I tried looking it up. I didn't find anything other than that they worked together on this game, but some of the cutscenes were like you could tell the quality just got 1,000 times better. Like there's the quality that the game is in, which is still good, and then there's some cutscenes, but then there's a few cutscenes that the images just look so much smoother, so much the light contrast and everything just looked so much better. It definitely looked more like a Pixar film with those cutscenes than some of the other ones that I'm sure Square Enix did. But overall, I mean, Square Enix could have did this whole thing, but I don't actually know. I couldn't find anything on it. But that was just me thinking that Pixar probably did those. Don't know for sure. If you know, let me know. Let's see. I wrote... Oh yeah, most of the enemies were pretty fun, pretty simple. Actually, a lot of the enemies were just like copy and paste enemies. Like you fought like this weird like cauldron, water cauldron thing, and then you go to another world and it's a fire cauldron dude, and then a land cauldron dude, or rock, I guess. So a lot of the enemies were pretty much the same, just with like health bars different. Now, and then there's this one enemy. Actually, all the enemies going back were all super simple. Even like the bosses that had like a ton of health were all pretty simple, except for this dude right here. This dude is the guy that you fight towards the end of the game, or actually you fight him after you've already beaten the game. And I went to, and you can battle like different bosses, and I was trying to complete like a trophy or something like that, and I had to fight him, and holy crap, he was hard. I actually had to go and like level up because I was only like level like what was I, like 45 when I beat the game, and I went back and I got to level 99, excuse me, which is the highest that you can get in the game. And then I went back to go fight him, and he was still pretty difficult. He's super fast and hits hard, but I actually liked him the most. It was an actual challenge. It was fun. I didn't beat him first try like literally all the other bosses before. And yeah, that was a vast majority of the things that I really, really liked. There's just a few things that I didn't quite like. So going into the things that I didn't like, the first things first, the first thing that I noticed right off the bat that I did not like was the gummy ship. So I've seen some people say that they actually liked it. Like when I read other people's reviews to see what they liked, like before I even bought this game, I kind of like looked it up. And a lot of people liked the gummy ship. I thought the gummy ship was terrible. The controls were ridiculous. It was just so hard. It was very clanky, and I personally did not like the gummy ship. Controls, everything. It was even like, because you like design your own gummy ship out of like build blocks, I guess, or whatever they call them. And I made my gummy ship. I guess for the vast majority of the game I used the standard one that they had already built, but then I made one and it was not even good. But it was, I don't know, I just didn't like the whole aspect of that. Didn't like it. Let's see, next thing is the Phantasmic missions. These guys right here. You find them after you clear you clear a world. So you go through all of like Hercules world, and then you can go backwards and explore it, right? And then you'll find these guys. They all have like different fruits on their head. This one happens to have, I think, watermelon or something like that. Anyways, but yeah, there's a trophy that you have to get all their fruits. Well, actually, there's a few things located with them. If you want to get all the recipes for the Ratatouille restaurant, you have to beat these guys and get their fruit. Well, anyways, all their missions are stupid. I hate that. They're like simple, but like hard at the same time. Like this one right here, you're just jumping on their heads, but the way that the mechanics go when you fall down is that like you can actually look like you're about to land on them, but land right next to them and you lose. So very frustrating. I didn't like most of them. There's a few of them that were, I guess, easier. Like there's one where you have to just take pictures of him, and that one was pretty easy. But there's like 7 of them, 7 different like fruit dudes. But I didn't personally like any of them. They're all kind of stupid. I didn't really like it. But then you get to like the actual boss fight, and he has like several stages, jumps from around here and there. So, I mean, yeah, just all together, the final endings and the boss fight all together was all fairly long. At least for me, I thought it was fairly long for an ending. Even like the cutscenes, they were also fairly long. But on a good note, you do hear Mark Hamill's voice, who played Luke Skywalker, at the end. He plays one of the good guys that you don't actually see till the very end. Another thing that probably gets most people is that the game was just super confusing. I had no idea what was going on most of the time, and more or less this was the first one I picked up. So before I even played a second of this game, I went and I looked up like videos of what happened before, because there's videos that like show you like, oh, what's happening before, watch this before playing Kingdom Hearts 3. So I watched those, and even watching those, I was just like, what? It's so confusing. Like, for instance, there's you, which is Sora, who has like 2 people inside his heart, like 2, I guess, souls or hearts inside his heart. But then that heart comes out as Vanitas or something like that, and if you take somebody else's heart out of their body becomes a nobody, and their nobody can have its own identity or something like that. And so like you have like 2 characters, 3 characters, actually almost every character has like, you can just call them a doppelganger, I guess. Like they look exactly like you, but they're not you. I don't know. It's just like I said, it's super confusing. You guys can watch videos on this. I personally cannot explain it. I kind of understand it, like just thinking about it, but I can't like say it. There's just like 2 different versions of you when your heart gets taken out. So like, I think his name is Vanitas or Ven. They call him Ven, but Ven has like, there's him that you wake up, but then he also has like an evil one that's Roxas, but Roxas is actually good. He's just wearing the black dress or black robe that all the other bad guys are wearing. And so it's all like super confusing because they all look the same, but they're not the same. And it's just, I don't know. But there's this one bad guy that was like a mixture of Ven and Sora, which is you, the main character that you play. And he's wearing like this black suit with like a dome type mask. And he looked freaking sick. I thought his whole like suit was awesome. Really cool. But yeah, the story is just so confusing. Half the time I don't even know, like we go to all these different worlds, but there was really no point to going to these worlds because you're not finding anything. I guess you're going through trying to find your power of awakening or something like that. And I thought you're going to these worlds to find somebody to awaken to bring to your cause, but it turns out the people that you were trying to get, that you're supposed to awaken 7 people, were actually the people that were already with you anyways. So like there's you, and then there's King Mickey and Aqua and a few other people, Ven, and they're all the 7 that you need to wake up. So it's all like, I don't know, super confusing, and my explanation probably did not help at all. Another thing that I just didn't really like was the guy that you play as, Sora. I just thought, I mean, it was fun playing as him, but like his dialogue was always super cheesy all the time. Every time there's a cutscene and Sora's talking, you're just like, oh geez, Sora, just stop. Just stop. But everyone else was pretty good. But other than that, that was really all the things I didn't like. There's definitely much more of the game that I did like, opposed to what I didn't. And if I were to give this a rate out of 10, I'd probably give it, I'd probably say 7.5 for me personally. I would say that's probably about an average 7.5, maybe even an 8.5. If you guys haven't played it, I'd recommend it. It's a fun game. If anything, it's fun. You don't necessarily need to know the story, because I just finished the game and I still have no idea what is going on. It shows 2 guys playing chess at the beginning. For all I know, this could just be those 2 guys playing chess, and this is all just a giant chess game to them. Yeah, and that's my review on Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm not sure if I'll do any videos on this game per se. I'm going to finish the ones that I'm already doing first before I even think about doing anything else. But yeah, thank you all for watching. If you guys played this game, let me know what you guys think, and stay tuned for more videos. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more content. We, I think, are at this video is at 150, so yeah, if you like what you saw, please subscribe. It helps me out so much. And yeah, well, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.